Biden has hurt himself dramatically by moving left. Bernie Sanders forced Biden to do that, and Biden's too weak. He's too weak, all right, to fight the far left. So if you elect him, you, the American people, you are electing a person who just stands for nothing. Roll the tape on Biden.
In the first 100 days of my administration, no one will be deported at all. From that point on, the only deportations that will take place are commissions of felonies in the United States of America.
So to be clear, only felons get deported and everyone else has to stay?
Yes. I would send immediately to the desk of the United States Congress when I'm elected president, if I'm elected president, a codification of Roe v. Wade amended by Casey. Because I think it is a woman's right to choose. I think it's a woman's opportunity to be able to make that decision.
Vice President Biden, you opposed sanctuary cities as a presidential candidate in 2007. Where do you stand now? Should undocumented immigrants arrested by local police be turned over to immigration officials?
No.
All right, so let's recap. All right, so Biden won't deport anybody but violent felons. Anybody could come here, all over the world. No one will be deported. Okay, that's number one. Number two, abortion, anytime, anywhere, for any reason, up until birth. And Biden's a Roman Catholic. Third, if he's elected president, Biden will not obey federal immigration law, sanctuary cities. Will not obey it. So when he takes the oath, I swear to uphold the Constitution and laws of the United States of America, he's lying. Because he won't. He'll sanction sanctuary cities, which is anarchy. He won't wait to pass a law that says, hey, anybody can come on in here and stay and do whatever you want, and I'll pay your health care costs, because Biden will. He won't wait for that. He'll say, yeah, come on in. We don't even need the law. I'm Joe. I'm your president. Come on in. Now, this is dramatic left-wing stuff. As the moderator pointed out, in 2007, Biden was hammering sanctuary cities. But Sanders and the Bernie bros forced him. And he has no spine. Biden has no spine. Now, I'm going to cover him fairly in this election process. I will cover him fairly. But I will tell you, flat out, that man has no courage at all. None. So if you elect him, you're getting a guy who could do anything because he stands for nothing. Nothing. And so Donald Trump is being aggressive because he has to be. This is it for him. This is the big crisis. So here's, I'm going to run one soundbite from the president. Go.
And the testing procedures are going well. And within a short period of time, all of the private labs will kick in. This has never been done before. And it's going to be something I think it's going to be incredible if it's done properly. And these are great companies. These are among the greatest companies in the world, actually. So the state's going to be dealing through themselves and with local government, local physicians, local everybody. They're also dealing with us. But we have a tremendous testing capacity.
Now, that has been the main criticism of President Trump. There's not enough tests for the coronavirus. I don't know whether that's a valid criticism or not. I'm going to tell you about South Korea in a minute, because South Korea has handled the virus the most effective way of any country. All right, South Korea is number one, but there's a reason for that. All right, so testing is being rolled out, and that's been the main criticism of Donald Trump, that there weren't enough testing kits coming out of Washington. Now, Trump is saying, look, the states, you can get your own. I mean, we're going to help you. Federal government's going to help you, but you can get them faster if you do it on your own. New York Times totally distorted that. And basically, they put forth that Trump was saying to the states, you're on your own. It's not what he's saying. He's saying it's quicker. If you do it, we'll help you, but we're going to do it too. That has been the primary criticism of Donald Trump. Not enough testing kits available. Now, I'm not in business to prop up Donald Trump or making excuses for him, but I put myself in the position of people I'm analyzing. If I'm president of the United States, I don't know coronavirus. Comes out of nowhere. Why would you have testing kits for something you never heard of? South Korea has them because of the MERS virus. Remember that? The Middle Eastern virus, MERS, the MERS virus. That really hit South Korea hard, caused all kinds of panic in the medical community. So they stockpiled testing kits for all viruses. And so when this one hit South Korea, they had them. Now, we in the United States will have them, but the criticism is we should have had them from the jump. President Trump has basically worked out some kind of self-test. Now, I'm not a medical expert. I'm not going to describe any of this. I'm going to let the federal government do that. But he announced it today, and it's important. Roll it.
Let me just say, the self-swab is what it is. It's a self-swab. You do it yourself. The other has to be issued by a health professional, and it's something that is quite difficult. And we think it's working out for the self-swab. And if it would test positive, the people would go and they would do what they have to do. But we think that's probably working out. I've asked the FDA to cut through the red tape and reduce regulatory barriers.
Okay, so if this self-test becomes a reality, and I don't think the president will be telling everybody about it, if it wasn't, this would be a very important development. Because the testing kits, they're out now, and everybody's starting to get them. And I'm going to get more into this later. I have probably the most important final thought at the end of this broadcast I've ever had. And I'm going to really lay it out to you what has happened. We've done a lot of research on it. But this self-test, if it works, that's a big, big thing. Now, the anti-Trump media, which is dishonest in the extreme, and you know it, I don't have to go over this, they are continuing to put out that Donald Trump is incompetent in his handling of the virus. So one of the main offenders is the New York Times. Now, the New York Times puts reporters out to be commentators now, which never happened in the past, shouldn't happen. If you're a reporter, you're a reporter. You're not an analyst. I was a reporter for many, many years, and then I became an analyst, all right? So this is one of their main reporters, a woman named Maggie Haberman this morning. Go.
But for him to go out and claim that he treated this as if it was a pandemic the whole time, that is a lie. That is not true. This is actually something that does affect how people conducted themselves. There have been a lot of people in this country who were not taking this particularly seriously over the last few weeks.
All right, that is a lie. That is not true. That's an opinion, all right? And Haberman is a Trump hater. She has to be. If she wasn't, she wouldn't be working for the New York Times and getting big assignments. Now, the New York Times knows that this woman is violating their code of ethics by giving an opinion like that's a lie, blah, blah, blah. The truth is that Donald Trump stopped the flights from China to the USA on January 31st, which was earlier than almost every other country. And Joe Biden called him a xenophobe for doing it. That's the truth. Now, Disney is fascinating. They run a show called The View. Now, The View is not an entertainment program. It's a news program. It goes under the news banner. The View is perhaps the single most propagandistic program in the country. And Disney knows that. All right? It's there to spew out far left hatred. That's what it is. They put Meghan McCain in there, but poor Meghan just gets battered. That's The View. It didn't used to be that way when Barbara Walters ran it and she created it. It wasn't that way. And I was on it many times, as you know. But now it is simply a propaganda vehicle for an hour in the morning. That's it. Disney is okay with that. In fact, it brands it under its news banner. It's just incredible. Doesn't have to. Could give it to entertainment. So I'm analyzing ABC News. I used to work at ABC News. I did very well at ABC News, and Peter Jennings was a very good friend of mine. And I can't imagine Peter Jennings working for that operation now. But I keep doing, why is Disney, a traditional entertainment outfit, and that needs conservative traditional people to go and to the parks and get its product, why are they doing this? So I made calls, and I do what I always do. I investigate it. And Disney is dependent for its entertainment apparatus on Hollywood, 100%. It needs the Hollywood product. It needs the animation. It needs the performers. It needs the writers. It needs the distribution. It needs all of that. Disney has to have it. The entertainment industry is so Trump hate centric that if you don't do what the industry wants you to do vis-a-vis President Trump, they cut you off. All right? They don't pitch products. People won't work for you. All right. That's why this is happening at Disney.